knowledge or your informed consent. They affect your life, the lives of everyone you know and love, and the future of life on the planet. We all consider a clean blue sky and healthy air as our birthright, a source for joy, and it remains at the very core of our existence. What we are discussing here is more than just some dry scientific facts. We are talking about the experiences, health, and quality of life itself. Who is doing this? In 1999, a website, Carnicom.com, was created by scientist and researcher Clifford Carnicom to call attention to the aerosol operations being observed over the southwestern desert skies of the US. The developer of that site, Clifford Carnicom, is a former federal employee with no political or environmental notoriety. Within a matter of days of the launch of his website, it became apparent that it was being closely monitored by high-level government organizations and military agencies, including the Pentagon, National Security, Intelligence and Emergency Agencies, the U.S. Senate, defense contractors, chemical and pharmaceutical companies, weapons and defense contractors, health organizations, and the media. The interest demonstrated by these various organizations in the website was documented for a period of several months. Despite their obvious keen interest, these same organizations have carried on a campaign of continuous dismissal of the urgency of the issue and a refusal to publicly investigate it. A wide variety of examples can be found of government and military officials who have denied the existence or importance of aerosol operations. Many of these denials contain within them identical words and phrases. August 2000. Lieutenant Colonel Michael K. Gibson, U.S. Air Force, said, "The chemtrail hoax has been investigated and refuted by many established and accredited universities, scientific organizations, and major media publications." Colonel Gibson gave no specifics. In 2001, Colonel Walter M. Washabau, U.S. Air Force, said, "The chemtrail hoax has been investigated and refuted by many established and accredited universities, scientific organizations, and major media publications." Colonel Washabau also gave no specifics. Charles H. Taylor, representative from North Carolina, Senator Jeff Bingaman of New Mexico, Representative Mike Thompson of California, and U.S. Senator Richard Lugar all responded to concerned constituents that they had been assured by the military and other government sources that nothing was amiss. In one of these responses, it was stated that, although there may be the appearance of an aerosol operation, this is not the case. Furthermore, Senator Lugar stated that the Federal Aviation Agency, the Environmental Protection Agency, the National Oceanographic and Atmospheric Agency, and academic professors have examined the aerosol operation claims only to find that they have been made by disreputable sources who do not provide evidence or data. This, despite the fact that volumes of data and material samples have been provided to the EPA and are available on the Carnicom website, as well as others. There have been many reports and inquiries regarding aerosol operations from concerned citizens to Carol N. Browner, then administrator at the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency. Her response was to repeatedly assert that the EPA was unaware of any activities to release chemical or biological substances into the atmosphere by aircraft. In January of 2000, a certified letter, including a physical sample of highly unusual airborne fibrous material, was sent to Ms. Browner with a request that the EPA identify the material on behalf of the public welfare. Despite several follow-up inquiries, the EPA gave no acknowledgement of receipt of that material. When independent researchers during that time then discovered unusual biological components within that same sampling of material, concerns grew regarding the importance of a full and official response to the samples by the EPA. 1.5 years after the original submission, in June of 2001, the US Environmental Protection Agency finally acknowledged the receipt of the unusual fibers of physical material. This acknowledgement only occurred after a formal Freedom of Information Act inquiry. However, though receipt of the sample was acknowledged, the EPA refused to identify the sample, stating that it was not the policy of this office of the EPA to test or otherwise analyze any unsolicited samples of material or matter. In October of 2000, a series of more than 1,000 petition letters of concern were sent to Carol Browner as an indication of the significant citizen concern on the aerosol issue. In December of 2000, the EPA responded once again that they continued to remain unaware of any aerial application of chemical or biological substances that may have any adverse effect upon the population. In November of 1999, the Attorney General of New Mexico, Patricia Madrid, acknowledged multiple inquiries to her office regarding unusual aircraft operations. She declared that there is substantial evidence that the activity and contrails are well within the range of normal aerial activity. After issuing this notice, Attorney General Madrid declined to respond to 2 visits made to her office by Clifford Carnicom to discuss the aerosol issue. Also in November of 1999, the Ohio Environmental Protection Agency responded to a citizen by stating that they were unable to complete an investigation. Efforts have been made to involve the media in exposing the aerosol operations, including ABC News 2020 investigative journalism staff, who responded that the request for examination of the aerosol issue was not a topic that they would cover. Since the beginning of 1999, a series of more than 36 scientific methods have been used, most notably by Clifford Carnicom, to examine the dramatic alteration of the atmosphere that has taken place. These tests have been conducted with much labor, time and expense. They've been conducted with very limited resources and equipment, much of it requiring original construction, development or modification. What follows is only a partial overview of these sampling methods, which have been diverse and thorough, spanning more than 9 years. As far as is publicly known, the authorities have not attempted to replicate these tests, nor have they reacted to the results in any formal fashion. Therefore, the method has been primarily one of reverse engineering, to figure out what is being sprayed on us and why. These methods include meteorological studies, an examination of visibility standards and their reduction from a maximum of 40 to 10 miles.